In the previous video, I had created this little sort of intro program that I got to run whenever I started the terminal. That's not really very important, but I do want to talk about a few things that are here as we move into the next part of the content. So we've got an int main, right, and it prints some ASCII, and that's fine. And it's doing all of this in these printf commands, right? That's fine. What I want to draw more attention to is the stuff up here at the top. We talked about this a little bit already, right? I've defined a function. I've defined a constant, which is similar to a variable, except it doesn't change. I have defined the type of data that this constant holds, and then I've done stuff with it, right? I've referred to that constant here. So that's what we're going to talk about. Variables, data types, that stuff. To start with, I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of this program to sort of use it as a template, right? I don't need to always rewrite everything. I can use things as templates. So I'm going to do Command-Shift-S. There we go. So I have a copy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the original. Save it. Okay. I'm going to call this trying data types or trying variables. Doesn't matter. Either one. It's fine. As long as I know what the name is and where I'm putting it, doesn't really matter what I call it or where it goes, right? I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this better. I'm going to go ahead and delete something. So I'm going to delete almost everything. All right, there we go. And I'm going to delete even this too. I don't even need that. All I actually need is the standard IO header file, the standard IO library. And then, of course, the int main, right? We're going to start with characters. I think that's probably the simplest. To create a character, and we saw this a little bit already, right? It's char. So we're not creating a constant, so we don't need to say constant. If we don't say constant, then it assumes it's a variable. So we say char. That's going to tell it to reserve a place in the memory that is going to be a variable that will contain characters, or a character. Then I need to give it a name. I'm going to call this example char. And what I'm doing now is I'm saying that when I mention this, when I refer to this, I want you to go and find whatever is stored at the specific location that you determined, right? So this is the way that I'm going to refer to it. This is the way that I'm telling the computer to go find whatever I've stored there. All right, then we need a semicolon. And then we need to actually define it. So now I'm going to say example char. I'm referring to the name, right? So I'm saying that space where I told you to get ready to hold a character. Now I want you to actually put something in it. I'm just going to put the letter A in there. And notice that this is in single quotes. So we use single quotes when talking about a single character. When we use a string, like when we did hello world earlier, that is in double quotes, right? So that might be like print f, there we go. Right, so strings are in double quotes, individual characters are in single quotes. So I've declared a variable or initiated it, and then I have set a value into that variable. What if I want to print it? How do I print this? Okay, so we already know printf, right? And we know how to do a string, right? So we could say my example character is, and then how do we refer to this? How do we say that you're going to pull the value from that place in memory? We do that with a special command. We do that with the %, and then we do a C for characters. It's going to be looking for a character. Okay, so now how does it know that it's getting this character here and not some other one? Well, we need to give this printf command another argument. So we do a comma, and now we refer to that memory location by the name that we stated. All right, so that's what we do. Now if I try running this, so I've saved it. Let me open my terminal. Let's make sure I didn't create any bugs before I do more stuff. All right, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see better. And I'm on my desktop already, right? I did that in the previous video where I showed how to customize the terminal a little bit. Now I need to do clang, right? clang trying hyphen variables.c, because that's what I named this. Has to be exactly like that. It doesn't matter what I named it as long as this matches it. So I can press return. Alright, so far so good, no mistakes. Now let's actually try running it and seeing if it worked, if I did what I think I did. Alright, my example character is da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I did do it, right, but I forgot to do the new line, right? So let's go ahead and add in the special new line escape sequence. So we'll save it. I'm going to press up on my keyboard a couple times. Alright, I've recompiled it, and I've rerun it. There we go. My example character is A. So it worked. Alright. Now what I can do if I want to is I could change the value, right? Because it is a variable, and variables can change. So this could be B. Right? And now I could rerun this print command. I can save, recompile, rerun. It's A, then it's B, right? So variables can change.